This is it, money.
All right. Hey y'all, we back. Hey everybody, welcome back in season 2 of the Ronnie D and Wes Will Show. Wes, what's up?
What's up, Ronnie D?
What's up, Wes Will? It's 2025, sir. We made it.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. January was forever, but we made it to February. Now we're at the end. Happy Black History Month.
Oh yeah, word.
There was so much Black history happening. A lot of history happening. But what's been good?
Keeping my lights on.
I know that's normal. Right.
That's it.
That's it. That's all we're doing. Is we focusing. So y'all, welcome to the Ronnie D and Wes Will Show, where we are live every Monday night, 7 p.m. You can find us on the Cannon Pairing News page, Facebook page, and also we're adding Amplify Studios. We'll let you know about that soon. We'll start moving our show into a larger dynamic, which is awesome. Shout out to Amplify Studios. So if you're new to our channel or to our broadcast, let's do Wes. If you're new to our broadcast, we do this live every Monday. Wes and I come through. We have these conversations that are big, that are conversations that folks don't want to have. We talk about the things that we need to hear. We keep it blackity black, and we play music, the music that we love to hear, because I'm not playing music. I'm just saying songs I like to hear, but Wes brings us the mix and also new artists that we need to hear. And that's what Wes does. But Wes also joins me in the conversation because he likes to keep me on my toes. Wes knows a little bit about everything. I'll be trying to like say stuff to him like, Wes, you ever heard about this? Yup, because I read about that. I heard that the other day. So that's what makes the show so dynamic. So welcome to season 2, Wes. We made it to season 2. Woo! Dre's here, y'all, and he still ain't giving us no hand claps. None. Dre is still. One thing we can say about Dre. Mike got a little tech difficulty. Okay. Dre's mom. Shout out to Dre's mom.
Shaquille. Lord.
She made a carrot cake. Dre brought it here to the studio, y'all. I haven't had a piece yet. Wow. However, I meant to show y'all the group text of the horrible things that are being said about murdering people for eating the carrot cake. I've been told this carrot cake frosting has what in it, was?
Like little bits of pineapple inside of it. And I don't know why Dino is being such a toddler about eating the motherfucker. Ooh, sorry.
The Ronnie D. Wes Will Show, we will say the things. We will say them. Dino, you didn't piss Wes off.
Like, but he been eating like that since I've known him. Like,
he's real picky.
Very.
Don't be picky. I'm picky.
Very. Like,
but I can take the pineapples.
It's delicious.
That's
delicious.
That makes me happy.
Kill, I love you. Thank you for that.
Thank you. He got hand claps for his mom yet? No, he ain't getting it. But we trying to figure out what's going on. But we're back in season 2. We got a lot to cover. We got a special guest coming on a day 2, y'all, to talk about these black dollars. So, Wes, some crazy things been going on. Let's slide through it. January it felt like the longest month ever. It's like there was 900 days of January. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really mind, Wes. I didn't mind it being slow. I think black folks needed some slow. We needed some like, it's cold. I need that heating blanket. I need to think about my life real fast. There was a few things going on, so we appreciate the long January, and then we got to February where we're all catching up, and this resurgent energy of like Black History Month is happening, and it's here, right? So now we're in the last week in honoring Black History Month. There were so many great things that happened, bizarre things, Wes. I hate to bring these things up, but we got to talk about it. The airplane crashing. So we had the airplane crashing that happened. We had the one in Washington, D.C. That one was really bad, where we had I think 67 people who lost their lives. They kept identifying one of the young ladies. I think she was from the area, like maybe from Philadelphia. Right. I can't quite remember. But you know, there was like a lot of people who who passed in a helicopter that the plane had collided near Washington, D.C., and it killed 67 people. And then you had the other commuter plane. I don't think people really realized this, that happened in Alaska, that killed 10 people. And then to Philadelphia, this one kind of made me lose my breath. The air ambulance that crashed into the Philadelphia street that killed 7 people.
Right.
Now, the story behind that one was they said that it was a medical transport jet with a child patient and her mother and 4 others on board. And they crashed in the Philadelphia neighborhood January 31st, exploded into a fireball that engulfed several homes. The crash killed 7 people, including all those on board, and injured 19 others. When we saw the video footage of that crash happening, it took my breath away. It just felt so close to home. It just felt like it was right. We could go to the bridge and actually see this site.
And that's what happens when you get situations like that's in your area. Like when they report on it and it's across the nation, it doesn't seem as real. You know what I mean? Like I've been to that mall, like over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa. Like, whoa.
I might have stopped at that Dunkin' Donuts over there.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like that could have been us on a random day. So it makes it more real. But this whole plane falling out of the sky situation, I hate to say this, it's not new. Right? So you don't get national news. You got to understand the news that you get in your area.
Come on.
All right.
Talk about it.
You don't get everything that happens in California or Utah or, you know, in the southern, anywhere else outside of your area.
Yeah.
If you were to check FAA logs, it's like car crashes. They happen all the time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But thank God the statistics, it's low in compared to how many actually land safely. You know what I mean? You could have 2 crashes for every 100,000 planes that land safely. But now, because of the political climate and what happened, they're going to get over. Now it's going to be an abundance of it. Now, every plane crash that happens, they're going to tell you about it. So it's like when one thing happens, we got to make sure we highlight the rest of the things that happen that's in conjunction with it. And then it starts to create a panic.
Yes, that's what it is. This fear and this panic.
Like,
do we fly or do we not fly? Or do I trust a certain airline or do I not trust this airline, right?
It's the same way you drive in a car. You don't hear about every car crash that happened, but you're still getting that thing and go to work in the morning.
West hit us with the FAA laws. Y'all hear that? He said the FAA. See, this is what I'm talking about. Ronnie and West will be having these conversations, and I hit West with something. He'd be like, "Yeah, because FAA said."
I know a little bit about a lot of stuff. Yeah. That's it.
You my kind of guy, though. I like a person who knows a little bit about a lot of stuff. We can talk about something.
I'm not gonna go crazy deep into it, but you know,
I'm gonna give you some facts that I do know.
1, 2, and I'm out.
Let me plug up this laptop. So that happened. Then we got the Elon Musk and Donald Trump era of everybody in America now looking at us like, what is going on? So I know that people were asking, like people were trying to figure out in our terms, what are tariffs? And I don't think people quite understand it, so I'm gonna make it plain. So tariffs, these are like taxes placed on goods made overseas that are imported into the country. So anything made outside of the USA, there's taxes put on those goods. So let's use Shein, for example.
All right.
Shein, a lot of my ladies and my sisters, they shop on Shein. So now,
how do you pronounce it?
Shein.
Oh,
Shein.
Right. I don't know because I call it Sheen. I've called it Sheen. Sheen. Like oil Sheen.
I think it's Shein. So if I'm wrong, you might be right. Could be Shein.
I could be dead wrong. I probably am.
Shein. Shein or
what
Shein.
Is it, Dre?
What is it, Dre? You know what it is?
Shein. All right,
yeah. Okay. We got 2 Sheins and 1 Shein. So, but the young folks said it's Shein, but I don't know. But anywho, so the domestic company pays the tax for the goods that they import. That's what it used to be for tariffs. But the domestic companies will pass the cost on to consumers now with the tariff in place, right?
Which makes sense.
So now it's a way to kind of cut the fat of it, but it's going to hurt a lot of people because small business will suffer. They'll suffer because they got to get, like, for example, there was a company that came on. She has a braiding company, a barrette company, black-owned barrette company, very small business, beautiful barrettes. She made these barrettes that they don't, you see the little barrettes that clip, they were crack, after a while they would crack if the little girl sleep on them or whatever. But she made this way where they don't crack and they don't tingle on the girl's hair.
Okay.
But she's a small business. And what she said was is that the terrorists will hurt her because now she has to send her product overseas to get created, and now she has to pay the out-of-pocket costs for the shipping. So she don't want to tax her customers. She don't have a big customer base, but she has to figure out how to balance it out. So the tariffs on a larger scale is going to hurt. Won't feel as bad, but on a lower scale, we have the back businesses, the small businesses that are trying to boom. They're going to feel the hit of it. You know what I mean? So if anybody's confused about what tariffs are, again, taxes placed on goods made overseas that are imported into the country. Think of Shein. The domestic company pays the tax for the goods they import. So America was taken on. So if you did anything for Shein, the cost of getting that shipped over wouldn't be as astronomical as it was. But now that's done.
Yeah, because you don't expect the company to absorb that.
Right.
They're going to pass that cost on to the customer.
Absolutely.
That's rocket science. So come on.
They said that the real example they said is Trump imposed a 50% tariff on imports on washing machines in 2018. Researchers estimate the value of washing machines jumped around 12% as a direct consequence, equivalent to about $86 per unit, right? So the companies will not take the hit off the tariffs. They will pass it on to the consumers by raising the prices. So that's where it comes at, like, well, it used to be this, but now since we are responsible for the shipment of this, it's going to be, this amount higher, right? And then I think also the delivery of it may be a little slower. That's the other hit that we may take out. People help me out with that. I was reading about that, about the delivery. I used to be like, you can get it in 2 to 3 business days. It may be a longer process now because that the exchange of money is different. So that's tariffs, y'all. This is what's going on. This is in effect. Also, we have the DOGE. So this is the Department of Government Efficiency. This is what Elon Musk has been appointed to oversee. We all know who Elon Musk is. I'm just making sure Black folks are getting this right. So it's an advisory commission, non-official government department. Its goal is to slash government departments and their budget. So it's pretty much cutting the fat out of America. This is something that Donald Trump said that he wanted to do to make sure America makes money again. But based on the polls that are coming out right now, they're saying America feels like we are spending more money out of pocket more than ever now. So the $2 billion that's leading DOGE have a various times announced to multiple goals in action. DOGE it's new, but I mean, you all are watching in front of them. You're watching this process with, a lot of people losing jobs. That's the part that hit me the hardest, is that, for us, like you might see my auntie who's been working for, say, Department of Government department for years.
Right.
And now they're saying that based on maybe past poor performance or whatever, they just slashed her job, and now she's no longer working. But she's been in that position for 30 years.
Right.
And these are like the people who you don't see. Like they could be like, oh, I take care of making sure they do a critical job. For example, like I make sure that all of these payments get to the desk of the person who has to make the payment. Critical job, right. But you don't see them. You don't know that they are the person that are like organized them by whatever, and now that person's lost their job. What you think?
It's gonna any dramatic change like that is always going to be an effect to it. So for me, I'm just waiting to see what those effects are. The current effects is people losing their jobs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I wouldn't say surprisingly from my perspective, a lot of Trump supporters are speaking out on this. You know what I mean? Feeling as though we were promised one thing and we were going to support something, but it's something else.
Yep.
So for me, like my perspective, I'm waiting to see next fallout to see what happens, or the average. Will it turn around to be good? And he's just a wizard behind it and knew better.
I like your perspective because I'm like, okay, I know that when it comes down to the personality of what's going on, there's a lot of people just like, but then I ain't gonna lie. Like when I heard about the kind of like cutting the fat of slash some of these government departments, I was like,
it makes sense.
It makes sense
because there is overspending in a lot of government departments.
And now here's the thing: can we trust what they're reporting, saying like circumcisions happening over here or sending prophylactics over here? You know what I mean? Like, can we trust what they're saying? There's a lot of overspending happening at, and it's some of the stuff targeted. Some of the stuff coming back was kind of targeted, like, oh, we cut the spending out of I think it was something out of like voter election law or voting, something with voting. And I'm like, you know what I mean? So I'm like you. I'm being very observant right now. I'm observing everything that's happening, but I just want to make sure that our audience hears that this is what these things are. It's something to talk about, though. I just want to say that I'm sitting here watching it like, hey, what's happening here? And then you have, we're going to get to this later in the topic today, that you have a lot of people, Black folks particularly, are kind of like, either some are taking action, some are like, really big on, what this means to the future of Black America. And some folks are like, you know what? I don't want to touch it. I want to be a part of it. I've done my part. I've done this, I've done it, I've done it. So I just think that we're going to find our way through it. We'll find our way through it. This is not new to us.
That's what I was going to say. It's nothing. Change is nothing new for us.
Yes.
Moving the football another 10 yards away it's the culture of this country. It's happening. History's repeating itself. That's what I'm seeing right now. History repeating itself.
Absolutely.
But you got to figure, I go into it with the mentality, I have to take care of me.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I feel like, and also you're right, though. I think that what we do is this moment is giving, I'm going to just speak to Black people. I'm going to say, let's check on us. What do we need? How do we build? What do we get from this? What do we learn from this moment, right? Because now it's not that we not only have gotten smarter, but the way that we get information is a lot more advanced. At times when there was no way to get information out quickly, now we have those moments. So how do we educate and inform each other and be able to move the way that you want to move? You know what I mean? Not like I'm telling you what to do, move how you want to move. And everybody has an opinion right now. I feel like everybody got an opinion on what we should do. However, I think that it's one thing that Black folks have to do is be a good listener and observer of what speaks to your spirit. Because sometimes, Weston, I'm gonna be honest with this, and I might get ripped for this. Sometimes just follow the charismatic leader,
right?
Versus really making a decision on how this benefits us overall as a community. You know what I mean? So,
and that comes with, I think that just bottom line comes with information.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If you have good information on the topics that you feel you should or shouldn't move on, you can make an educated decision. Yes. You know what? This is happening. This is why it's happening. This is the roots of what happened. These are the effects of what's going to happen. All right, I can move this way now. You know what I'm saying? And you would hope that your government is transparent in all of this. But
we just want to update our community. This is the Ronnie D and Westville show. We say it all. We keep it real. We keep it a being. We let you know what we think. We don't know. We don't always protest and say that we know all, but our lines are always open. We're live. We're all live. We want to feed. We always want to give both sides of the conversation. Even when we bring our guests, that we get both sides. We want to give people a chance to hear it all. And I think that's what makes this show so amazing. So we always say, if you can't catch us on Monday night, you got the full week to catch up on what we talking about.
Yeah, drop some in the comments. You know what I mean? We'll be back around.
We'll be back. All right. Big news that happened. Then Wes, you got to play something for us.
All right.
It might be the Philly mix that I want to hear. So the Super Bowl 59. Now I told y'all I'm not a football fan, but I promise you, I told Wes, I said, I'll watch this game like, you ever seen the scene out of Remember the Titans? Like, tell me what's happening. Tell me what's happening. Like the one little girl knew all about football. She was like kind of tomboy. That was I forgot her name. The little white girl with the blonde hair.
Right.
And the other black girl was like, I just did my nails.
Right.
That's me. I just did my nails. So, but then when it was happening, I was telling my husband, like, what is going on? Tell me what's happening. He was like, no, wait, let me watch it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so interesting. It felt like a movie more than it did like a game, right? So shout out to the Eagles. They won it. They brought the championship home. Wes, how did you watch Super Bowl? How did you celebrate? Because I know this was not your team. However,
it's mixed emotion for me, right? For those that don't know, I'm a Bronx, New York native. I've been a Giants fan.
Yes.
I've been a Giants fan for a good amount of my career.
Forever.
So when I moved down to Jersey, this is Philadelphia Eagle country.
Territory.
You
got it.
Everybody. Bird gang. All right. So, and Philly has been terrible. Well, I don't want to say that.
They don't come, the Eagles won't come get you.
Philly has not won anything for the years that I've been here.
Yes.
Okay. Were the Giants any better? No. All right.
Was that the second question for you?
No. Let's. I keep it funky.
Gotta be balanced. Gotta be balanced.
Keep it funky. You know what I mean? But we've won championships every decade.
Yeah.
Since I've been alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So every 10 years I get one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
But for me, I gotta call a spade because I keeps it 1,000.
Go ahead.
My Giants team blew it. We continuously have made mistakes from our front office all the way down. I.e., Mr. Saquon Barkley himself.
My eyes like, how'd y'all lose a duel like that?
Okay. And if I could give a brief history lesson.
Go ahead. Okay, right? Come on, Giants fans.
Saquon has been on the Giants for odd-ing years. Okay. Clearly, he's a superstar because you just seen what he just did.
He's capable of.
You make sure he's all right.
Support him.
Please support him. Saquon has been hurt with the Giants every year he has played. Leaves us, okay? And let's talk about how he left. They didn't want to pay him his money, gave him the option to see what was in the market.
To be free.
Right. Under the assumption that Philly wasn't interested.
They wasn't
okay. Philly said, come on over to the brotherly love side of things.
We got you.
We're gonna give you your money.
Right.
We're gonna give you your money because we know your worth.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ooh, teach.
You know your worth.
You teaching right now.
On the other side of it, you want to pay Mr. Daniel Jones. Okay. Your now franchise player.
Come on.
Out of Duke University. Who does that? Who drafts a quarterback out of Duke? Okay. Pay this man all his money.
What are you doing?
He poops the bed. You release him, still got to pay him, and now you just lost a star running back to your rival. 2 hours away from you, rival. And that man jumping over people backwards.
I gotta show that picture, Wes. Listen. Did y'all get the history lesson there? And this is from a true Giants fan that had to speak on. Giants dropped the ball on this one, but Philly said, "Your garbage is our." What is it? How's the saying go? Your garbage is our masterpiece,
our treasure, whatever.
Yeah, you know how they say it. That's y'all call them garbage. Come on over here, we got treasure. So I love the thing they said. I won't be to sleep at night if we lose Saquon. I guess you ain't sleeping no more, sir, because y'all lost them. But it was a couple things that happened in the game. The picture, I think it's a picture we can show of Jalen Hurts. I just want to applaud him and his mom. Oh my God, I'm so happy for them because I feel like Jalen came into the team and it took a minute to kind of grow the Eagles to be where they are right now. You can really feel like a brotherly love with them, if that makes any sense. I've heard, Weston, don't fight me. I heard people say, I don't want to like him, but I like him.
And they talked about that man bad.
They did.
And he ain't do nothing but produce.
He did it.
And I love how he carried himself.
He carried himself like a true champion. And then I showed that picture. It's a picture, Dre, of the one what's talking about this human, Saquon Barkley jumping over humans.
Look at that.
That's crazy. That right there made me say, I said, what kind of strength and what kind of mind do you have, sir, when you said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to jump over you. Like you had it all planned out. And it was that situation. I don't know if I put that well, but it was tight. It wasn't like he had a lot of space, Wes.
Reaction.
It was like, he was like, I said, what's happening here?
Reaction.
So I just want to, and then our official, go to the picture of the offensive line. Oh my God.
Their offensive line averages 6'6", 330 pounds.
Come on, average. I got that. The average size of the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line is 6'6", 338. When I saw them, I was like, no, these are not humans. These are the guys from what's the show called with Michael Jordan, the movie
the Monstars.
The Monstars. Yeah. That's what it's doing. Like, no, they're not human. That's not real. But shout out to that O-line. They really carried the team, made a big difference. I think the Eagles did a good job of showing they brought sports back into sports.
Absolutely.
It felt like the way I feel about the Golden State Warriors at a point, it didn't feel franchise. It felt like we balling. Let us just play. And when you put a good team together, this is the result you get.
And this is exactly knowing your players' values and saying, you know what, we're gonna build around this. We're gonna build around this.
Yeah.
We want to win.
Yeah.
You got a person like AJ Johnson.
Yeah.
On that team.
Yep.
Who all-star receiver.
Yep.
Hey, yo, but Saquon balling right now. Let me fall back. I fit in where I get in.
Come on.
And we going to go get this chip.
That's it.
But on the other hand, Saquon said the same. You know what? I'm not going to go after the Russian title. Let's go get this chip.
I'm gonna bring that clip up later. I said this is the good for all of us. Like we gotta see. That was such a heavy lesson. I don't think people really realize that he's not a freak of nature. He's just working on the good.
That's it.
He's not. I mean, he's special. I'm not taking away from the specialness of Saquon Barkley. I'm just saying that when you look at a human and look at for who they are, this is a lesson for us as people, particularly Black people. We gotta dig into the good, and I think that's what we saw when you see that. Kind of like come out in a way that it becomes cancerous. And
it's contagious.
It's contagious. Like everybody caught it like, whoa, like I'm looking at cancer in a good way. Like it's spreading fast because everybody was like, we won't get down like that around here.
Not at all.
We got time for that ego.
Not at all.
We working. Like we good. So shout out to the Eagles. This for all the Eagles fan. I'm not a fan, but I enjoy watching the sport of football.
I supported y'all.
Go ahead.
Because I don't support the buffoonery. Like this was too clear cut.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I don't support the buffoonery.
It was crazy. And I had a moment, and I'm gonna move on. I was like, do y'all think this was kind of rigged? Because why is he playing so horribly? Mahomes, he was just playing, it was just bad.
They put hands and feet on that boy.
He was done.
Hands and feet.
He was like, I'm good, y'all. I'm out. What you think, Dre? What you over there? So you shake? Would you watch the game? Never mind. All right.
They better than us.
Dre over here mad because he a Cowboys fan, y'all. The best and worst commercials of the Super Bowl. Wes, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the commercial, but I always, when I was a little girl, my grandma used to always have Super Bowl parties. Mm-hmm. She was known for doing Super Bowl parties. It would be like the pot of the meatballs. You got the little meatball sandwich. It would be like a whole bunch of cold cuts. Wingdings and all that. She did a big spread, right?
Nana.
Come on. And we used to go there and I've never watched the game, but I enjoyed watching the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Wes, when I saw the commercial, Dre, bring up the commercial of the seal. The commercial, did you see this commercial?
That's probably the only one I really remember.
I hated this commercial. Why would they put his face on his, it just felt like racist. I don't know why I got racism at the highest level. Maybe my antennas was up. But I was like, why do they have a seal with Sill's face singing Kiss of a Rose? And you got Sill on a boat talking about that's a good song or whatever. I hated this commercial.
Yeah, I didn't. When I first, I was like, what is going on?
What's
like,
happening?
I had to figure it out. And then they morphed his face. I was like,
it felt like a violation. Like,
I was like you said yes to that?
Right. Boo, Mountain Dew. Why would y'all do that? Why? That felt like it was bad timing. It was bad timing. But the commercial that I love the most, go to the commercial of Jalen Hurts. That Love Hurt commercial. Did you see this one?
Yeah.
That thing,
it was right on time.
That thing, I had tears. I like
it was right
the way time. Jordan did this commercial was the perfect timing, and the way that he said, to your point about everybody saying that he wasn't, and now he got Love Hurts,
and took it with the greatest amount of professionalism. He never said nothing bad. I'm gonna just go play. I'm about my team.
Come on.
He a 60-year-old man inside that.
Come on.
You know what I mean? He act older than
he
what
does.
He
He
is.
got an old soul. Like anytime you listen to Frankie Beverly Happy People with a cigar, you got an old
and
soul.
a beret.
Yeah, you definitely got an old soul. So shout out to the Eagles. We just loved it. We're not gonna stop. You might as well go ahead and get something with Kendrick already prepared, Wes, because we're gonna talk about Kendrick real fast. So that halftime show. First of all, I just want to say how Black Be Black. It was Super Bowl. It was Black History Month being made at the Super Bowl all day long. So when you all talk about Black history, it's like current history too. It's not always about Rosa Parks and Dr. King and Malcolm X. We're talking about current Black history, right? So K-Dot. He did a magnificent performance for the halftime show. Many people were looking for the entertainment part. K-Dot came out with a lesson for everybody, right? From the way he entered the stage to the way he exited the stage, saying game over with the click, right? But this picture right here with the Cedric and that conniving smile, I think he made the whole world. Everyone was just like, he didn't just do this. He didn't just do this. Like, Wes, when you watch this halftime show and everybody was like, Is he like the way that they were saying, are you really gonna do it? Everybody was on edge, like, is he gonna sing the song? But there was a poll going on. People was like, heck yeah, he's gonna do it. And everybody was like, I don't know if he's gonna get into that legal matter. When he did that, I think everybody lost their mind. When he did They Not Like Us, I think everybody lost their mind. But he had bigger messages in his other songs.
Absolutely.
Like when he did Be Humble with the black, go to the screen with the flag with the red, white, and blue, Dre. That right there, the message there was critical. He just had so many messages in the process. And then, of course, I got to show our Uncle Sam. When he said scorekeeper with the duck on life, I was done. Talk to me. Might as well go and get a song ready. Go ahead.
So this dates back to when they first announced he was going to be the Super Bowl performer. So there was controversy surrounding that because you're going to have it in New Orleans, home of Lil Wayne. How do you pick K-Dot over Lil Wayne? Regardless of what was going on around that Kendrick Lamar Drake beef, this is Lil Wayne's home.
Yes.
Okay. So all of that being said, I really haven't figured that out yet, why one was chosen over the other. But for our conversation purposes, Kendrick was performing. And if you know anything about Kendrick Lamar and his music, which is why I feel some people are disappointed because of in his performance and the songs that his song set, because Kendrick's a deep rapper. Deep rapper. You got to listen to Kendrick 2, 3, 4, 5 times until to digest.
You got to read the lyrics.
Even in his visuals, on his videos.
Oh my God.
Historically, it's subliminals. If you didn't know about this, you would have missed it.
You would have missed
totally. It. So it's going to be on another level than most people's intellect. All right. So let's just start there. It wasn't for entertainment. Visually, I think it was a great performance.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's not Beyonce out there, you know what I mean, with the pyros and all that. It wasn't Usher skating and the stripper pole.
It wasn't. I love Rihanna's performance.
Absolutely.
She had one of the best choreographies, I think, and Pregnant.
But this wasn't that.
It wasn't that.
You know what I'm saying? When I saw when they were setting up and I saw the PlayStation,
come on.
I already knew what time it was.
You already knew what it was coming for.
I said, listen, this is going to be deeper for most of y'all.
Lesson for y'all.
And then when Samuel L started, and I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Because Samuel L was always on, and I'm like, Django.
He was making the point all the way through.
Throughout the entire time. And what's funny about this, depending on who you talk to, some people took visuals and totally, well, I can't say misinterpreted it because beauty's in the eye behold, art's in the eye beholder. But I feel from what he was trying to convey, took it the totally the wrong way. Right-wing America saw this as something else. This America took it as something else.
But Black America was like,
I think Black America was divided.
There was okay, and we can talk. We're gonna use this as another segment to talk about before Wes gonna play us out because we got our guests coming in. But I want you to know that I feel like Black America needed a minute to figure it out because you had this side of Black America's always looking to be. Some folks are looking to be entertained, and some folks are looking to say, "Wait a minute, something different is going on here." But I think, in the spirit of all of us, we felt something different. Whether you didn't like it, you felt something different being said.
Absolutely.
And I think that was that. So to me, it was an artistic protest, like artistic poetry that was happening at the same time. It was like a protest of art that was happening that we don't get a chance to see. Now, if you grew up in the Marvin Gaye era, James Brown era, you're used to artists using their moments as ways to say, I'm going to talk about what my people are going through.
Absolutely.
Right. That's why a lot of our artists were killed as well. The Sam Cooks of the world and things like that. You get what I'm saying? But this moment for Kendrick was the same thing. You know what I mean? Like televising the revolution in its own artistic way.
Absolutely.
So, all right, we're gonna go to a break here, and let Wes play something for us. We come back. We got our my brother Steve Young. We're gonna talk about Black dollars and Black power as it relates to a protest, a boycott that's coming up at the end of this month. So go ahead. You got it, Wes. What you got? guests in the waiting room? Okay. All right, we're gonna move to the guests coming in. Black Power. And then I'll circle back to a couple of things. Right, we have to go through these like backward. I'll just name the slide and tell you to go to it. I don't have these. Let me refresh it now. You see it now? We got it. So I'll start at the one that says Black Dollars, Black Power, and I'll go all the way down to where it says Steve Young, the guest. So that's slide 29. You see it? We can't hear him. Oh, we can't hear him talk back to me. Oh man. Oh. They were working the other day. I don't know when you got it? Okay. Good. Ready when you are. Sorry. All right. We are back. Welcome back, y'all. Sitting here jamming with Wes with his whole K-Dot set. I love it. So we've been talking about a few things that's been going on. This is, we're back. It's a season 2 of the Ronnie D and Wes Will show. And we're just enjoying the moment of just like talking about the things that's been going on since January of 2025, the longest month ever. Now we're in Black History Month and we're talking about like how Black history is being made right now. And we're just giving that love to K-Dot for his wonderful Super Bowl performance. And then also talking about the Super Bowl and other things too. So now we'll get into Black Dollars, Black Power. I have a guest that's about to join us, but I wanted to kind of frame it before he got on to kind of talk about, where we are in this moment, Wes. So, we know the value of the Black dollar. Like, two things that come to mind for me. They say that, in a Black community, well, you look at the white community, the Asian community, the Jewish community, the dollar circulates a lot. right? It circulates a lot. It kind of stays in that community for, weeks and days and months at a time. But when it comes down to the black dollar, because we don't have a lot of or businesses that we invest our money in locally, our money does not get a chance to transition or move through our community as we would like it to. You look at some of our communities, it's not everyone's story, but like certain cities, they don't have a lot of black owned businesses. They don't have a lot of places to invest their black dollars in, right? But our dollars have consumer power, because when you look at the hair industry, look at the nail industry, you look at the sneaker industry, you look at many industries, the black dollar has made those industries flourish, and they have capitalized off of our money. So Wes, stop me when I'm wrong.
Oh, no, you're fully right. 1,000% right.
So that black power and that black dollar means a lot. So we're going to get into that conversation. I wanted to bring, because there's a big boycott happening at the end of this month. We wanted to give a chance for folks to hear about it on here. And then also we want folks to chime in on how they feel, right? But I want to talk about DEI as a informational piece. So we know that DEI, folks don't know what it stands for, diversity, equity, inclusion. It has kind of taken over the way that folks feel about things that are happening in stores that we support, places that we spend our money at, in workplaces, the way that folks have just kind of just ripped it off of their, policies because of the current president saying that he issued on his first day back in office, criticizing DEI as illegal and immoral. While the following day, a memo from the U.S. Office of Personnel Management called for all federal DEI employees to be placed on leave. So when we talk about that, we're talking about DEI connects to, I want to show this list of who it includes. This is when we talk about DEI. And while you're showing this list, Dre, show the list that says who does DEI include. But I also want to talk about, it was one thing I wanted to give you all as a reading component part. Wait a second, it's coming. Oh yeah, DEI has roots in the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which barred employment discrimination based on race, color, sex, religion, and other criteria. So I just want to make it very plain. We know that DEI has become a term. It's really sexy now that everyone's saying, right? But it also connects back to other things that have been put in place to stop racist policy and discriminatory policies that have been pushing out Black people, women, people who have disabilities and things like that. You know what I mean? And then I thought was something that was funny. I don't know if you saw this, West. It was talking about people are saying you're DEI hire or you're in here because of DEI. And people were like, the crazy thing is that pound for pound, Black education is outshining all education right now. So when people say you're a DEI, you're here because of DEI, you're here for these reasons, it's kind of like there's no evidence based on that, because we have been putting in the work in affording our opportunity to get ahead, on our own. However, we know this country has never really given us full recognition of having any equality. So we're asking for a baseline of equity. Just give us what we need. So I just want to make sure that we're very clear on that DEI has become this kind of like hot topic. And we saw the companies that kind of pulled back. Dre, go to the one of his companies ending their DEI practices. And this is not even a whole list. We just pulled some up. So we had Target. Target was one, or what people call Target. Target became the latest major retailer to announce in a memo released Friday that it will be dramatically shifting its DEI efforts. So a lot of us, we're trying to figure out, what does that mean? How does that hit the Black people, right? Where does that hit where we live at? What does that mean? Does that mean I don't shop at Target no more? Does that mean I won't see? You ever been in Target where you see they have a lot of upcoming Black designers? So does that mean that they're now taking those designers out their store? Right. You get what I'm saying? And shout out to Tabitha Brown. She started her whole line over at Target. Does that mean they're no longer endorsing Tabitha Brown? Because Black dollars have gone into Target for many years now based on Black designers being in those stores. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you have Amazon. On December 16th, the online retailer announced it was ending some of its DEI initiatives without specifying publicly which ones. So Amazon, why y'all being shaky? Right. Tell us what you want to do. Because Amazon made a killing over COVID. You get what I'm saying? People knew about Amazon before COVID, but when COVID hit in the Black community, because we were not able to get access to the things we needed in our local communities, a lot of us were investing in buying off of Amazon. So you all profited from them Black dollars. Right. And then you have Walmart. The world's largest retailer announced on November 2024 that comes 2025, it would not be renewing a 5-year commitment to equity racial center originally established in 2020 following the police killing of George Floyd. Remember Walmart made that big deal about George Floyd got murdered and they're going to be doing their part about making sure that they announce Black Lives Matter and they're doing their part X, Y, and Z. Well, similar to Target, the brand is also ending its participation in HRC's Corporate Equality Index. What does that mean, Walmart? Now, you have been the place where Black folks have truly invested their money because all we could find in our communities were Save-A-Lots, and now we have Walmarts. And if you do have a grocery store in your community, you had a grocery store, but Walmart became the place to shop for home goods and also for food. But you earned a lot of our Black dollars. What does this mean to us? What you think, Wes?
It's simple, really. Do it the right way. We don't need to have any of this conversation. It's that simple.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I got 5 applicants. I'm the best one.
That's it.
It's really simple. If this person has a great product, put it in the store. If they got a following, put it in the store.
If it's what your customers want, give it to your customers.
That's it. It's that simple. But we know better. You know, I tread lightly on this conversation because you have to look at what the majority is right now.
That's right.
And it's really easy.
Yeah.
Look at all your top CEOs. Look at all your top executives, your COOs, your presidents, your vice presidents, your boards. What does it look like?
Yeah.
And if it looks one way, tell me why.
Yeah.
And also tell me nobody else that doesn't look like this is qualified.
Right. Simple.
It's simple.
It's simple.
He went to Harvard. She went to Yale. Both got great backgrounds. Both got work history.
Right.
Both have accolades. Why can't she get the position?
Absolutely. Or he went to Harvard. She went to Howard.
Same thing.
You get what I'm saying? Right.
They both got masters.
Both got masters. Ace their schools.
You're right.
Top of their class. Best in business design or business whatever. Just hire who's the best candidate.
That's it. But the question is, why him over her?
Right.
When your whole executive staff looks like him.
Absolutely.
That already says there's an imbalance.
It speaks.
We're overcomplicating this.
And I'm glad you said it because I want us not to really get so triggered on DEI. I just want us to focus on the root cause: racism, prejudice, discrimination. It lives in the fabrics of America. America ain't never loved Black. It ain't never loved our skin. However, we're not fighting for you all to like us or love us. We're just saying we've worked hard to get what we need. Don't take away our opportunities.
Right.
Like you have the right to. Like you don't have the right to take away our opportunities. DEI is no different from the way that they were spending out affirmative action. Same exact kind of concept of we got to make sure that we name it something so it can feel like it's for the people of color or the people who are disabled or the Black people or people who are those civil rights and segregation Negroes.
It don't got to be all that.
It got to be that.
Just do what's right.
I like it. Vice for president. I like your approach on this.
They really don't want to make me. They're going to kill me.
I like it though. I like it.
It's we overcomplicate this. And the bigger issue is, in my opinion, you don't want to admit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your whole staff looks like this.
Absolutely.
Are you telling me that you're being fair to everybody else?
Yeah.
No.
You're right. You're
and
right.
You know what? You guys are right. We haven't been including everybody else.
Yeah.
So we need to do that. We have applications and applicants that are equally qualified.
That's right.
You don't gotta put a ball around it and scream DEI and this one was a high. No.
It's just overcomplicated and making it more than what it is. And the list includes, it's not even a whole list. They're saying women, pregnant women, non-binary people, transgender people, the whole LGBTQ community, young people, old people, black people, indigenous people, Latino. It's just like this list goes on and on and on. But you're making a very valid point. Put in your stores the things that your consumers need and are asking for. Put in your workplace the most qualified people that can do the job, and let's just keep it moving. But again, want to cite that America has never given justice to Black people. No. And Black people should not be looking for that justice because it's not coming.
Stop.
It only works when we stay in community with each other. That's the only way it works. When we start focusing on ourselves.
Stop looking for how many times you gonna bump your I forgot where I heard this. and I'm not picking political sides or anything.
Come on, preacher, preach. Go ahead.
How many times you gonna bump your head?
Yeah.
Either A, putting your faith in a political party, or B, putting your faith in the government as a whole.
That never ever showed us.
That has never historically
never showed that they are for us.
Regardless of what they've said.
Yep.
Why keep doing it?
You're right. It's looking like insanity. So just to our audience, we're just giving it to you for how we see it. DEI, affirmative action, all these terms. Just be very careful of letting it get you fired up. I think that one thing that we can do well is dig back into us being community and making sure we focus on the things that we can touch. We can touch our schools. We can touch our communities. We can touch our neighborhood police. We can touch all these things, touch the local stuff and build there. And then let that be an example of this is how we did it in our city. Because all this other stuff, it becomes just hype and propaganda for a while. And I'm not fighting anybody who's on the front line of wanting to fight back against it. I'm just saying that right now, we got to be super, super, super local, but also I love the idea of knowing where our Black power is in our dollars. I think that's such an economic understanding. It's not the first time we ever shown our power.
Absolutely.
I was reading something about when the market when we went through a big crash and we didn't have any funds and the banks didn't have any funds. It was Black people who were keeping money inside their homes, inside of mattresses, inside of boxes, and they were going back in and reinvesting into so-called the society of the world. Help Coca-Cola launch, help some of this car industry launch because we were the ones buying the things because we had cash money. Black folks were holding their money in their house, not in these banks. You get what I'm saying? So black dollars have Black power. We wanted to talk about DEI just for a little stint. I think Wes nailed it. Just don't overcomplicate it. So we're going to move into our guest for today, Wes. I invited our brother to be on, Brother Steve Young. You go to that slide. He's the National Action Network chapter, the Atlantic City chapter. Brother Steve Young is just an amazing force. He's actually just coming back off of Savior's Day. But the brother, I asked him to come on because the National Action Network is led by Reverend Al Sharpton, and they're doing a huge protest or boycott on Friday. And this Friday's boycott is more so about Black dollars and Black power, us knowing that in the next 5 years, I think it was said that Black dollars will be an investment of like $1.7 trillion. That's how much our money is in this country, right? So on this day, on the 28th of February, the call for the Black community is for us to save our dollars and not just to show the power of Black dollars not being invested in anything for one full day. So if Brother Steve Young is here, I like to bring him in. And brother, we welcome you to the Ronnie D. and Westwell show. How are you?
Hey.
Well, peace and blessings to you and Brother West. It's an honor to be on your show and look forward to being on in the future.
Yeah. We're glad to have you here, Brother Young. So we want to dive right into it. I know that you do some amazing work down in the Atlantic City area and pretty much all over the country. The National Action Network is strong. I know that loving Brother Reverend Al Sharpton for still being a leader that we can look to today to be able to help us when we need to get some guidance on how to organize, how to mobilize, and how to strategize. But on the 28th coming up, I know that our communities are really kind of conflicted and divided, it feels like, on how do we push back against what's happening across this country. And there's been a call to action for the 28th. And I wanted to bring you on so you can explain that. Like, why is this time, this date, and this boycott so critical? So I'm passing you the mic, Brother Steve. Talk to us. What's going on?
Well, as you mentioned before, all these big businesses that took mostly all our small businesses out of business, such as Walmart and Target and the others, has been taken because we're the biggest consumer on the planet Earth. I'm going to say that again. Black people are the biggest consumers. We consume and buy. We're the customers to all these big millionaires and billionaires that you see throughout this country. But yet, we do not see it in our communities. So it's a big thing for them to say DEI is basically affirmative action. They've taken it out, then they reword it, then they put it back in. Every 4 years, we got a different politician that comes in office
Yeah.
and says they're going to change something, they're going to do something. And one thing I say, this is a wake-up call for us to come together, not only with our resources economically, but with our property, with our young people, with teaching them how to do for self. These have been the teachings that's been going on since the beginning of time. It starts with yourself. Do for self. Accept your own and be yourself. But you know what's a sad thing is when that happened to George Floyd, and we all, and mostly Black young people, was on the street. And I know because I was out there with them. And some of the 7 Black men got arrested in Atlantic City. It's called Expressway 7. We were talking about what being prepared with a Black agenda, so when this do happen, we will be together. But we got arrested, and it took us 5 years as Black men to represent ourselves in this country where you're supposed to have freedom of what? Speech, freedom of what? Assemblage. But when it comes to you talking about their money, it's a whole different ball game. So the Constitution itself, we got to talk about the Constitution, the root of this country, and slavery. See, they took the chains off the feet and put them in the brains. Now we got so many chains on our people's brains that they don't even realize, and they haven't woke up to all the speakers. Reverend Sharpton been talking about this for years. And we haven't been doing nothing for ourselves. Minister Farrakhan been talking about this for years.
Yeah.
How long do you gotta blow a trumpet for people to wake up?
Yeah. Yeah.
So after a while, it's like you just go with who's already woke and move on. Because some of our Black leaders has been in the way, and they're gonna continue to be in the way. But now they're running scared because the comfort zone is over now. Now they want to run to us and say, hey, can you help us protest? Well, they about to rewind the tapes from when we was out there in the street and learn how to do it for themselves. Because we've told them this day was come. And when it comes to those big businesses like Walmart and some of these other stores, guess who? These leaders that we're talking about is running scared was at the table.
Yeah.
Not the people on the front line that would have had solutions to the problems, but the ones that was at the table getting crumbs and just wanted to be there as a nigga. I don't call it what it is. They wasn't Black. You know what I mean? I can't call them a Black man or woman. They wasn't acting like that. They were acting like a slave. Yeah. And they were saying deal with them instead of dealing with us on the front line. But the day is over because those that last will be first. And I want to say, economically, we about to have ours because now we've been forced to come together and spend our dollars together.
So, Brother Steve,
yes, ma'am.
Yes, no, I appreciate that. I love your context that lead into like where we were and where we're going now, and that we've had leaders that's been warning our communities, and it may be brutal to hear it right now out loud, but it's the truth that we've had leaders that have been walking the walk with us, taking action, saying that it comes a time we're going to have to worry about ourselves. So now there's a call to action happening with NAN, National Action Network, with Reverend Al Sharpton in lead of this in all the chapters. And we're asking Black folks to do what on February 28th for this 25-hour economic blackout? Why are we going here?
Because we got to show our strength.
You still there? Brother Steve, did we lose you? Is he frozen? Or we lost him?
Yeah. But at the same time, we must have a green book. Green book.
I'm sorry, we lost you for just a couple minutes. A couple seconds. Can you go back to what you said in the beginning, like why this matters?
Yeah, why it matters because our dollar matters to everybody. And we must We're going to save our dollars and go look for black businesses so we can buy with each other. So the dollars is circulate in our communities. You notice that's why they try to get rid of Black Wall Street and everything else. Because our dollar, it was working. And people was united together, spending the dollar. So on that day, we asking everybody, save your dollar. Don't go to the corner store and buy nothing. You can hold off. It's just like fasting. You got to tone within yourself and do without. And it's saving at the same time and getting quality food and quality product from each other. Right. It's nothing wrong with doing for self and doing for each other. So we ask everybody to take that day and take the weekend and spend your dollars with each other. But would you know what we really need? And we were asking everybody to look for? We need a directory of black businesses in every community that we can actually breathe and see and spend our dollars in. Yeah. And go to those businesses with those numbers and order from them, buy from them continuously. So it used to be called a green book. Because it used to be sometimes when in the 60s when Dr. Martin Luther King was marching and they was going throughout the country, white folks wouldn't let them go in the bathroom. They wouldn't let them go in the hotel. So they created a green book where you stop and you go to these different stores, go to the different businesses that was all black and you was comfortable and know where to go to. So we need to get back to that because that was working. The things that was working, we need to go back to. And integration did not, if Dr. Martin Luther King was alive right now, he'll tell you integration was not supposed to be this way. Yeah. Because it took from us economically, the base that we had to do for self. Example again, the boycott of everybody know about Rosa Parks and the boycott of not riding on the buses. Can you imagine not riding on the bus and riding with each other for a whole year?
That's right. That's right.
Can you imagine? You spending food. Yes, you spending food with each other. You're riding with each other. You spending $1 with each other. And it broke them so much that they said, please get back on this bus. We'll let you get in the front of the bus and drive the bus there because you hurt in our pocket.
Tell that history, because I think that's the part that people are missing. Like, this is not new to us, Brother Steve. And I love that you're framing the history of it. Like, we read about it and we know that everybody wants to go back to these stories, but it was black people were actually they were taking action, going back to the basics and saying that we are better as a community when we do it together, right? So, and when you listen to it, like, and I want to make a little funny joke here. These black folks wasn't walking around no sneakers. They were in shoes and suits, walking miles to go to where they had to go to instead of getting on that bus. So what makes us sit in such a space of privilege now where we're saying that we can't do the basic thing of holding our dollars for just a day or this weekend coming just to show the power of who we are in our communities? Brother Steve, I got a question to ask you. How do people prepare for this? Like, folks have never been a part of something like this. They weren't a part of history that you're speaking of. How do people prepare, like, for people who have, like, medicines they have to get, and they may have, things that they need to take care of, and they've just been so used to consuming and buying from Walmart or from Amazon? How do you prepare yourself for a moment like this for 24 hours of not purchasing anything outside of the black community?
I'm going to keep it real simple. They ain't going to have no other choice. You're going to be forced to do it, so you might as well get ready to do it on your own right now. Because when you can't get out to the drugstore, what you going to do? When someone cannot put the medicine in the bottle so you can have your medicine, what you going to do? When you can't get out to the store to get Pampers or milk or food, what you going to do? You might as well start getting used to fasting, saving your own dollar, and knocking on that next door neighbor, because the person that's closest to you is going to be the one to help save you. So if you got anybody out there got a grudge against somebody, they must look for the grudge within themselves and learn to forgive, so you can move forward within yourself to save yourself. And when you save yourself, you save your community. So black people, please, if you ain't woke now, you're dead. Because it's right in your face.
Brother Steve, I appreciate you for coming on tonight. I want to ask this last question. What will be the target? How many people is Nan thinking that will be able to be a part? What will be the impact of the dollar? What do you think have you all discussed that, like, for that one day? What will be our impact of that dollar?
Well, we're actually calculating and looking at how it's going to go and how it's going to affect on that day, and then do other days.
Yeah.
But we know that our dollar is going to affect them.
Yeah.
And I know some people say, well, look, my cousin work at Walmart or they work at Target, and what
Right.
they're going to do about their job. And
That's right.
see, that's been our problem all the time. And that's why I say people going to be forced to want to do for self.
Yeah.
Now you got to go to your uncle, your grandmother, or somebody and say, look, we need our own businesses. I know
Yeah.
how to do it now. You work
Yeah.
30 and 40 years, you got enough experience to operate anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why
Yeah.
work for somebody else and do it? Do it for yourself and do it for your community. And let's
That's
get ourselves together to move forward.
That's
But
where we are.
we're looking for
We're getting back to the
thousands.
basics. Getting
We're
back
looking
to the
for,
basics. So on
yeah.
Friday, the 28th, there's been a call to action, and we want to bring Brother Steve Young here from National Action Network as one of the Lang City chapters lead, to ask him to explain about this big, boycott that's happening across the country. We thought that it would be best for you to hear directly from the source. Because we think that this is a time for us to start really getting information in front of people so they can know how to do it themselves. So, Brother Steve, we thank you for spending time with us this evening. We appreciate your knowledge, your wealth of knowledge, brother. I can't wait to see you soon. Thanks for stopping past. We're going to have you back on again, all right?
I got to mention that we're having our Savior's Day coming up, and that's free, and that's in New York, April the 2nd through the 5th. Everybody's welcome to come. It's in New York, and you can go to our website, www.nationalactionnetwork.net, to sign up. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. I appreciate
all right.
you.
Thank you so much, Brother Steve. We appreciate you. Thanks for being on with us tonight. All right, fam, y'all heard it here. We brought it to you first, just for folks who've been asking about what is this boycott, trying to get information about what it is. So we had Brother Steve Young come on and explain it to us. We also want to hear the other side. We know that this is one side of a group taking action. Where's the other side? How do folks feel about this? Give us some more feedback. Give us information. Like, do you feel like this is no time to do this? Is it a good time to do it? We want to hear from folks. But in the meantime, I'm gonna let Wes go ahead and play a song for us and let us know where our powers is. Where's our power at?
Look, I be riding through my old hood, but I'm in my new hood. Same old attitude, but I'm on that new stuff. They say they gon' ride me. See me never do nothing. They know that's the reason they gon' end up on the news. Order on my wrist, bust down. We popping bottles like I scored a winning touchdown. Remember me dead broke. Look at me up now. I run my city from South Philly back to Uptown. Thank God, all these bottles I pop, all this paper I been getting, all these models I pop. I done sold $100,000 for my album got dropped. Any money 23, I'm just not that. Look at me, I'm a boss, like I was ready. Shorty asked me for a check, I told that bitch I know what. Cause I made it from the bottom, it was nothing, no way. And I never had a job, you know I had to sell, yeah. I'm a boss, I call the shots. I'm with the murder train, call the cops. We in the building, y'all not. You trying to break, but you gon' pop it out. I'm a boss. I say the shots, I call the cops. We in the it's going down. Yeah, we get it with my motherfucking crowd. I'm a boss. I gotta go. Yeah. Hey, I'll never drop. Lights on, never rock. Crib, I never bet. Fool, I'll never trip. Fool, you ain't better than I move like the president. Everything black on black. You know I be strapping that brand. Walk around, win wide. No, the gang got the hood on fire. Call me tired. You say I run my city, you a motherfucker. You a fraud. You cross the line, I get you ready for a car. I'm Vegas. I'm such a love. At the fight, we watch it flow. We on the floor. Yeah. Get money, don't make no money. If I ever go broke, I'ma take your money. I ain't never drop a dime. You ain't take nothing from me in the hood every day. I'm good. What I say. We still hustle till the sun come up. Pack a 40 when the sun go down. It's a coming down. I was like, one, two, one. And I guess it's
Come on, Ronchi. Come on, Ronchi.
I'm catching up.
Day by day with Apple Music. Bing, 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 bing. It's not charging.
Yes, Wes played the mix for me. I requested those songs, so everybody thinking anything of it. That was my request. That was my request. Wes in here laughing at me because I'm just kind of catching up on this like state property. That wasn't. Don't judge me.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm just surprised, but you explaining, your history, yes. It makes sense.
Okay,
but you wasn't outside.
I wasn't outside, but I appreciate it now.
Yeah.
Listen, when Freeway starts saying like, what do he say?
I get it in like 10 in the morning. Yeah.
It's his voice. It's like I understand. I feel like I can see it happening every time he says. Like you can hear the story. Like he's talking from a place that nobody like. That's a place that he's.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
So that wasn't just for Philly. That was my mix. I need to hear Freeway and then I'm the Boss. Those two songs get it to me. But we thank our brother from coming on. Wes, you got any feedback on what you think? Like I feel like this conversation is starting. I feel like our job is to bring it in front of folks, let folks get it, let them hear what the purpose of it is, and then I also want to hear the other side, like what folks think. Like we might be past that era, might be something else. But I think this is the format to have it in.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's not new. You know what I'm saying? Like same problem, different year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to be so sarcastic about it, but it really is. Like, my dad done told me stories. My uncle done told, my brother done told, like,
yep.
You know what I mean?
But the beautiful thing is that the thing I love about the most is that we are a part of this history, right?
Absolutely.
So now we're talking about, it was a time in our life where we were reading about the history, but now we're in a space where we're making this history happen. And I think that even if, it can sound harsh to people of saying like, get out there, get involved. I don't think we have the right to tell people how to get involved, but just get the information and take it and build off of it.
Absolutely.
I think that's what makes the history keep maybe it will repeat itself, but at least you can say, when this happened, I took this action. When it happened, I didn't make it public, but I did these things. You can say that now. That lives in your family. It may not be something you got to post like, oh, hashtag we boycott. And it could be like, listen, today we just gonna go support Larry Miles. Everybody gonna go buy a book. It's just simple stuff that we can do to make it make sense. A lot of unique bookstores, a lot of unique bookstore. But and speaking of that, I'm doing shout outs. We got some of our sponsors, y'all. We got some sponsors coming in. I'm giving this as a shameless plug. If you are interested in sponsoring the Ronnie D and West Will show. Hello. We love a good sponsor. So come on in. We have ways to sponsor. Throw us an email over at info@CamdenPSU. That's P as in Paul SU.com. And let us know that you are interested in sponsors. We have a wonderful sponsor program. And this show is sponsored by Spin University.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Wesley Williams, better known as DJ West Will, and I'm the founder of Spin University. Spin University is a platform that was created to teach the art, culture, and business of being a DJ. The program itself has a university-style educational format that teaches on the basic mechanics and fundamentals of the art through structured lab and one-on-one skills training. I'd like to welcome everybody to our university. Let's get spinning.
And everybody needs a commercial just like that.
That pops out on them like that.
Yeah,
but
just
that
like
voice,
that.
Whose voice is that?
I don't know, but I heard he's good looking.
Hire that man.
Heard he's good looking.
I heard that too.
Hey.
Yeah. So that's our sponsor. Shout out to Spin University. Thank you for sponsoring today's show. And we're going to keep bringing more of our sponsors in so you can all get used to what's going on behind the scenes of the Ronnie D and West Will show, powered by Amplified Studios. So Wes, I got to bring this one thing up and then we're out of here. This is local. We know we keep our conversation more national and global, but let's go to the fire, Dre. There was a big fire that happened in Camden. I don't know if you heard about this, but I'm gonna give you some tea. I'm gonna give y'all the tea. Okay, so this is the 9th time this has happened. Not first, 9th time. This just happened on Friday.
Shut up.
So this this is a real picture of the black smoke that was coming. Where I live in Camden, you can see the smoke from my porch. It like it was coming to attack our house.
Shut up. Okay.
More than 100 homes in Camden were evacuated on Friday while fire burned at a scrapyard called EMR, sending smoke plumes that could be seen for miles drifting high above the city. Officials say that was lithium-ion batteries. Okay, here's the scoop. This place, EMR, is a metal recycling place. They take in a lot of combustibles, particularly lithium batteries. They have this scrapper machine that when they get this so-called recycled metal, they put it inside this machine, and the machine said, blew up. So the fire started there because of lithium batteries. And now that community, this is not the first fire, no, West, it's the 9th fire. It's been fires going on in this community. It's called Waterfront south of Camden. It's like Broadway, the areas of Broadway that people don't want to talk about, where people still live, but you go up that Broadway street, you see a lot of drug infestation, prostitution, all that kind of stuff is happening there. People just hanging out in the streets. It didn't used to be that bad, but it got worse over time. So make the story real short, they had a community town hall yesterday where the community had a chance to come out and speak about the harm. And they're like, this place EMR got to go because things are happening is, number one, our children's health is at risk. Our health is at risk. The elderly, that community down there has a high percentage of elders that just live in that community. So they're like, this is not working for us. And we never asked for EMR to come here. We never asked, no one ever did a walkthrough of Camden residents asking them questions of, do you want this company here in this area? They just kind of placed it there. So long story short, a lot of residents were up in arms because the ward leader did not show up and kind of speak to the community about the big fire that happened. The mayor was late to respond to the response a little later. And then yesterday at the meeting, they all showed up, all the city administration. They kind of hijacked the meeting on talking about things that weren't relevant to the pain that people were feeling right there. So it's still work being done, but I think this is turning to an environmental racism, because what's been going on in that community is they've been offering, EMR's been offering funds at one point to kind of appease the community instead of packing up their bags and going. So this is still, and what's the thing that happens with smoke, Wes, is that when you have this kind of effect of smoke happening in a city like Camden, it already has very bad air pollution, you don't really feel because it feels like a normal day in Camden, but it's environmental racism because it's really threatening all of our health that are inhaling this air. It does not live in the air, right? So bad that people over Philadelphia were calling me like, yo, are y'all good in Camden? Because it was just that bad. It looks like a black flames and black smoke was going over the city. So you didn't know where it was coming from. You know what was on fire.
And you're just burning lithium ion batteries
like a regular day.
All that chemical, but 9 times and nothing's happened.
Nothing happened. The community is done. They're like, we can't keep taking this, and then there's nothing coming back to the community of number one. Like when those fires happen, there's elders that can't walk or move. Right. They can't get out them houses, and then there's also the cleanup that comes behind it. Like when smoke hits your house, you know how it is when you got to do restoration.
Absolutely,
you got to have someone come there and clean out all your stuff. They said that hasn't happened.
See, the coward part about that is that what do you call it? The who was city council or the ward?
Yep, ward leader.
Ward leader didn't come out. The owner of whatever EMR, company is should have came out. Yep. Like it just looks bad.
It's a bad look. And again, environmental racism on the backs of Black people. Black people live in that community. It's a mixed community down there, but it's been long-term Black people down there.
See, things like that make me ask the question of what's this company doing for the city?
That part. Right?
You know what I mean? To get away with this long.
I got something to show you though, because you said that now because Wes asked that question, ladies and gentlemen, brethren and sistren,
it's money.
I gotta give you what I know. So I did some intel and got one of our people that do background information. So who takes money from EMR? It says on February 21st, EMR metal recycling caught on fire this is the 6th time since 2016, but it's the 9th fire. Why hasn't political leadership stepped up and hold EMR accountable? Let's follow the money. Politicians that have taken EMR's money in recent years include the Camden County Democratic Committee, some of the board members that are currently sitting on the school board, some of our current people who are in state legislation. And it's a whole list of people. And then it says down here, they've given money to the NJ-ELEC, following reveals that EMR has donated over 58K to the Camden County Democratic Committee. So there's just to the answer that you asked for. I just wanted to give you an answer.
And there it is. You know what I'm saying? Like when you, again, historically, this ain't brain surgery.
Yeah.
These companies get his money. Now people look the other way.
Yeah. That's what happened. And Wes, here's the part, and we gotta close, y'all. The thing that got me though, I want to say this is that EMR now Camden has a crisis where they're not hiring Camden residents. Right? EMR notably is the employer that's hiring the most Camden residents. 32% of their residents come from Camden. Now, it's a good thing. However, the other side of it is, come on, EMR, y'all got to do better. And then also, City of Camden is showing you that people want to work. People are looking for good jobs, and EMR is paying a decent wage, so people are going for the jobs.
See, West don't trust stuff like that.
You see,
because again, I think it's smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? Let me just hire. Let me hire. What are they hired for? Let's talk about that.
Now, I can get into that on the next time we come around about what those positions are, right? Because it could be because people were saying like, why we hire Blacks to do the dirty, the
low level, entry level
stuff, entry level stuff, where other people are sitting in their ivory towers getting the real money, while we got to do all the keep it clean and clean up all the scrap metals, and then also get our lives at risk because things are catching fire.
Yeah. So before I, jump on the bandwagon of, that's great that you hire people.
Right.
Where are these jobs at?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Don't use that as now it's okay for me to stay here because I'm helping the community. And this is just a mishap that's happened 9 times. Because you can't even show up to the meeting.
You can't even show up
to look at the people in their face and apologize.
Absolutely. Hear the pain. Right.
At minimum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like that's coward to me.
So y'all heard it here first as Wes Will and I talking about things going on. That was hyper local for Camden. We keep our conversations about all things that are going on, across the country and particularly for Black communities. But I had to bring that to the front of it because this is just environmental racism. You see it in Detroit, you see it in Oakland, you see this environmental racism growing where it just they just bring these kind of incinerators and all these bad companies in, and then we struggle. All right, as we end out there, I want to show the good that's happening. I just got to show this one clip. Wes, you were talking about it earlier. I told you I was going to show the clip of Saquon Barkley talking about let the young boys eat. I think it's such a good. I want to set this up before Dre plays it. I think this is a good moment talking about the good that we can do, right? At the top of at the height of his career at a Super Bowl game, this human is saying, I have a chance to put my name in the history books as being the person who achieved X amount of, yards or what have you. But instead of that, forgive me, not the Super Bowl, but at a game, he had a chance to clock his yards. It wasn't Super Bowl, it was another game. He had the chance to say his yards, get the achievement for his yards at that game.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to say out loud, like, nah, I let the young boys eat right now. Let my teammates pretty much have their time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get that on the back end. And the coach came to him and saying, you sure? Because again, there's this spirit of like, people always want to, let me get mine. But he has such a unselfish spirit or a selfless spirit about allowing people to get your chance right now. You know what I mean? I'll find my way. Whatever God has for me, God has for me, right? And I thought it was such a moment of like, not about sports, but about the spirit of being selfless. So I wanted to play the clip, and then you can tell me what you think, Wes.
You're 13 yards away from your career high. I would love for you to get that, but that's up to you. I just don't want. I'm going to take out all the starters if they don't score.
You good? Let them eat.
You sure?
Yeah. Good. I promise.
I'll listen to me. I want you to do it if you want to do it.
It's all good. I'd rather see the young boys eat.
What you think, Wes?
He's from New York. You know what I mean? That's how we give it up. That's how we give it up.
I just wanted to give Wes one chance to talk about New York one more time.
That's how we give it up.
It was good. It was good money on Saquon's behalf for doing that. And I do appreciate that as being a moment of good. You know what I mean? Like to see good in people, to say like, I'm gonna get mines. If God has it for me, I'm gonna do my thing.
Cause look, you're Super Bowl bound, right? You came from a horrible situation to one of the best situations in you'll probably finish your career as an Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You potentially may get another ring here.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I got millions right now.
I know that's right. Yeah.
You just bought the big crib over there in the suburbs of PA.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? The paint's still wet.
Let's watch it dry. Let's watch it dry together. Yeah.
I'm okay.
And I think that speaks to what we're saying about Black people. Like, it doesn't matter if you're at the high multi-million-billion-dollar level or you're at the low level of I'm just grinding this to make it happen. It's good in just being selfless and giving to your community and giving to your people, giving to your family. Every day we get up and we call it the rat race, or we're on this kind of hamster wheel. But one thing that these things assure us is that having a roof over our head, having noise inside of our house, having kids making a mess, having bills due us, a reflection of us all doing our part to make not our lives greater, but the people who we love lives greater. You know what I mean? I think that's what that moment was for me watching that clip. It wasn't about him. It was about it will always be an opportunity to let your thing be done.
Absolutely.
But what you put and what you give back is what it is. So I think in this time that we're in right now, Wes, with Black folks maybe being on a little divide or a little reserve, just keep doing the good. You know what I mean? Does not mean we have to be reserved and be angry and evil and hateful. This means that we just got to keep doing the good. And if you can't do any good, then just chill.
That's it.
Because we don't need a spike in violence, nor are we asking for people to start doing some crazy stuff. We're asking folks to just, if you don't want to tap in, tap out and just do good. That's it.
It's very simple. Very simple. Like we overcomplicate it. Come on.
That's the word for the day, y'all. Overcomplicated. Well, this is season 2, y'all. Wes Will and Ronnie D. We are back. Remember, every Monday night, 7 p.m. live. You can catch me and Wes Will on the Camden Parent Union page, and also we'll be broadcasting live on Amplified Studios page. Again, we're looking for guests. We're looking for sponsors. Hit us up at info@camdenpsu.com. Wes, take us out of here. Good night, y'all. Peace and love. Do some good for the world and be serious about the work that we do. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next Monday. Peace.